Focusing on weaknesses. Hi, Vicky Kelty here with another fluency tip to help keep your English speaking seriously fun. So, this year I made a New Year's resolution to listen to the entire podcast of Amis. I don't actually know if you pronounce the S at the end. You probably don't. So it's probably ami. And it's French. So you're like, what is this word Vicky's saying? She's trying to say a word in French. And hopefully it's understood by you. It's a podcast about the TV show Friends. Actually, they do a number of um seasons. Couldn't think of the word. They do a number of seasons, each one about a different, let's say, topic or a different focus. So one I think was over Twilight. I think is the movies, not the book. Another one, something Peaks, Twin Peaks, something. A variety of seasons. And my season that I want to listen to in its entirety is the season that focuses on the TV show Friends. So these two women are discussing the show episode by episode. One of them has never seen the show before. I know. Can you believe it? And the other one is a huge Friends fan, like myself. And so I chose, let me get to the point here. I chose this as my New Year's resolution because listening to people speak French is a weakness for me. I consider it a weakness. And I don't say that to shame myself or make myself feel bad because it's not my strong point. It's just a reality. That's how I see it. And it's something that I would love to be better at. And I have decided that doing it in a fun way would be perfect for me because I find it exciting to get to listen to people talk about a show that I love. And the fact that they are speaking at their natural speed and um that is terrifying. That's true. But I get to listen to it in my own time. I can listen to it in little chunks. I can change the speed, I found out. So that was very exciting for me. And I'll talk about that in another little tip. But for me, it's just so motivating to choose a goal that works on something that I want to improve and that does it in a way that invites me to show up again and again. If I'd chosen a different podcast, maybe it wouldn't be as fun for me to do and I would have given up by now. Granted, it's like the second month of the year, so we can't say yet if I'm going to give up or not. But for the moment, I've listened to 4 episodes and they're between 30 and 40 minutes. And I am super proud of what I've done. So even if I don't continue, I am already really proud of myself for what I've done so far. Now, I bet you're wondering, and how does speaking come into this? Well, I was thinking about it, and actually, a thing that I would like to do more of is more speaking in French too. You heard me towards the beginning when I was like, "Ami, amis, is is this how I say it? Do you understand me?" Well, I would like to get a little more confident with my French speaking. And so one of the things that I'm doing is to use my original resolution of listening to the podcast and adding on a little extra work, which is, I say work, but It's not like sweat on my brow, stressing me out type work. It's fun work. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm using the information that I understand from the podcast. Remember, n- not a true beginner with French, but I'm still quite a beginner level with the language. So, very basic grammar and vocabulary that I'm using. And so there's a number of things that I don't understand that they're saying in it. Thankfully, I have the show to support me. So I'm like, oh, I think I know what scene they're mentioning here because I know the show so well. But I'm using the language that I do understand, and I'm taking that French that I learned from them and the French that I already know, and I'm putting those two together, and I'm recording myself commenting on the podcast episodes as I listen to them. So whenever there's something that jumps out at me that I'm like, oh, I agree with that. Or, oh, I'm surprised they said that. Or, or this was funny when they said this. Or I had this same experience when they aired that episode, a number of these things. And I might have to change the language because I don't know how to say aired that episode, but maybe I could say I watched that episode. That would be language that I do know. So, do you see how I'm playing around with it to meet myself where I'm at with French and allow myself to practice the thing that challenges me, which is listening, and then notice, oh my gosh, there's even more that I can do. I can add speaking into this. That's another thing that I find challenging. Cool. Win win. A twofer. Score. Success. So, anyways, that is my little New Year's resolution that I wanted to share with you. And if it gives you any ideas for what you might challenge yourself, what you can challenge yourself with, and what you find challenging that you want to work on. So, both meanings of challenge there. Then I hope consider yourself inspired by my story. And just let me add that even if you're listening to this and it's not January, you can feel free to give yourself a goal, or you can call it a resolution if you want. It does not matter that is not January. And as they always say, the best time to take action is now, is today, and not to wait until the night of December 31st to decide to take action. So, all right, I'm rambling. Have a happy day, happy speaking, and go out and work on whatever you are wanting to grow with and strengthen in the language you're learning. Bye.